Okay. Let's take a conscious, deep breath. Big, big. Expand your lungs. And then maybe a little bit more to try to expand them a little bit more. And then exhale. And feel peace in your lungs. Feel total health in your lungs. And take another big inhale. Feel it come through your very healthy sinuses. And a loving exhale to yourself, where you love that relaxing exhale. And thinking about how you love to breathe. Just breathe and thinking love. Love how your body just breathes for you. Love super healthy lungs. Love super healthy throats. Love super healthy sinuses. And just letting go of any extra seriousness you've been carrying around about possibly being sick, having a cold, having the flu, whatever. And just lightening up on ourselves over this feeling that we hold in the back of our heads now, an extra pressure, a social pressure that we have with ever just getting sick again. It's changed, it's different, and just accepting that. Maybe there was a need for more awareness of people, and I think we got that, but we don't have to kill ourselves over it. We don't have to be so serious about it, because what that does is lowers our energy. That sends worry and fear and guilt and shame, the lowest energies there are, over just catching a cold. Not like you went out and got one to be malicious about it. Lighten up. It's okay. We used to do it all the time. Think of it as a detox that's just making your body stronger. Being grateful for the experience of making yourself stronger. And then thinking about how serious you got wrapped up in this. And give yourself a little smile, a little laugh. Wow, I really did worry too much. I really did constrict my energy. I need to come back to peace and know that everything is going to be okay. Even if it ultimately ends up in death, that is okay, because we do not fear death. Being at peace with that, remembering the beautiful Ram Dass quote that death is absolutely safe. It's like taking off a tight shoe. And when we practice Yoga Nidra, we're going into that state of acceptance, of reprogramming ourselves of our deepest fears, the worries that rolled around into our heads and made ruts of reliving the past over and over and over. we need to just erase all that. And that's what we're going to do with Yoga Nidra. So taking another relieving breath in and a relieving exhale out. It's all okay. In this present moment, we are fine. And that's all that matters. And becoming very neutral and forgiving. Forgiving to yourself. A smile to yourself. You did great. You made it. You're gonna come back healthier, stronger, and realize, oh my God, I took it way too serious. And loving yourself for all the sweet thoughts you had, for being compassionate towards other people. It came up during your turn of detoxing, immune building. Some of the thoughts you might have had in the past came up and it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Or, gee, I see why people were really, really sick. Just some acceptance. And maybe a chance to change your perception on the thoughts you had before. Just become neutral. Try to erase the whiteboard or the chalkboard with all the thoughts and beliefs and just let them go. Realize that they do not make you who you are. Let go and empty the mind. Forgive yourself for overthinking it. And smile at yourself for overthinking it. Letting go of resistance to any thoughts you have about this. At this neutral state, you can do a huge amount of healing by changing your emotions and your feelings just in the present moment. You don't even need to direct them towards anything. You're just changing your vibration, changing your frequency, tuning yourself up energetically where everything begins. So we're going to lighten up our thoughts and go towards Alan Watts' Zen teachings of the Tao, the Wu Wei of just going with the flow and not resisting. So it's like part of resisting is reinstating your fears or reinstating your beliefs that you think may slow down your healing. So let's just wipe off the busy whiteboard right now and come to neutrality, open for all new ideas, letting go of attachments to all of my old ideas, knowing that I am not the body and I am not the thoughts. I'm the observer. And I'm just observing how you're handling your experience. And the ultimate goal is to realize how safe you are and to guide the direction of your vibration consciously all the time. Stop and check your consciousness. What were you thinking about so much? Where was your conscious time spent? Which side of neutrality was it? Negative or positive? Low energy, high energy? And if it was a pattern of negativity, just bring it to neutrality. Be kind to yourself and change the vibration to self-love. Stop thinking. Let's just try to really clear the mind. And the best way to do that is to come into your breath. Just follow your breathing. See if you can keep it natural while you're watching it. Or do you even overthink your breath observation? Calm the mind. Go easy on yourself. Let go of all resistance. And mostly let go of seriousness. What I listened to was The Middle Way with Alan Watts. And he says, before we save the earth or destroy the earth, we at first take a moment of silence, real silence. So before you destroy yourself or build yourself up, take a moment of silence. Which direction do you want to go? Building yourself up? Raising the vibration? Letting go of resistance? Trusting the natural way. Alan Watts says he doesn't like anyone who's too spiritual because they have no body. And he doesn't like someone that's too material because they have no spirit. He just wants to follow the middle way. And he says we make it difficult, like walking on a tightrope, constantly jiggling and swaying back and forth, trying to counterbalance. He says the Wu Wei is to don't force it. Go ahead and have some wiggle room. If you are on the tightrope, flow with the wiggle. Don't resist it and have those jerky moments or you'll fall off. You have to wiggle. You have to go with the flow. Don't force it. Alan Watts also says it's like a stuck key. You have to jiggle it and wiggle it to make it turn and unlock. You have to realize everything is changing, so everything is wiggling, everything is in movement, which is like energy, exactly like energy. Everything is in movement, everything is always changing. And he says, resisting the stream because we're afraid to go off the waterfall is really missing the point, because you're trying to battle the water, you're getting weak, you're not strong because you're always in resistance. But if you just relax and go with the stream and go over the waterfall, you find out it was the most fun. It was the easiest. There's a big bonus at the bottom of this waterfall for you. Just realize everything is changing and you're resisting nothing. You're just watching this movie go on around you. There is no other problem to face. This next part of his talk was about the schedule, which is time, and how we don't give ourselves wiggle room over time and we get uptight about it. And this is very prevalent in my home with somebody's schedule. And he says, unscheduled things are the best thing. Unscheduled life means you don't get uptight. But if you're living by a schedule, you're living by time, and time is not real. It's something we made up. And so it causes resistance. We have to allow for change, allow for the wiggles, allow for the energy to move. If we hold on to something, we'll block the energy. If we're attached to something, we block our energy. So always being willing to wiggle. Sure, I can change my schedule. And then he says to realize the interconnectedness of the wiggling. He says there's not a point in your head and your neck that is a definitive line that says this is where your head starts and your neck starts. It's just the head wiggles with the neck, and they're one. and the neck wiggles with the shoulders, and there's no definitive part. It's all wiggling, and your back is wiggling with your shoulders and your neck and your head. There's no definitive part. You can actually feel this wiggle going all the way through you. At this point, down your arms, your chest, your belly, your pelvis. Just feel the wiggle. And on down through the legs and feet, and just wiggling your energy. But none of those parts are actually separated. They're all part of you. And your body is moving energy. Because you're wiggling, you're conscious, you're working on neutrality and acceptance and willingness. And you're shaking out some old energy. Even with just your thoughts, thinking of a vibration moving through your body. And then it's not just one part of your body, it's your whole body. Even if just one part is moving. And it's not just your body, because there's no definitive line as to where your body ends and the air begins in the room around you. Because you are in the room, so you are part of the room, and your energy is in the room, and the energy of the room is in you. And you are one with the room. And it goes on with anything and anyone who is in the room with you. You feel the interconnectedness by their wiggling energy that even wiggles when they're not thinking about wiggling. Their heart is beating. Their lungs are beating, filling and closing and moving blood around. They are an energy machine just laying there. And our energies interconnect. And we're one with everything in the energy field. It's all connected. And it's so how we communicate with the outside world, with our energy, with our vibe. Just our vibe alone of raising peace, joy, love, all the high vibrations all the time, always coming from an open, loving heart, full of service, kindness, compassion. Sharing your passion. Always coming from kindness and love. And that interconnectedness, knowing that we're all one. Even the ones who are considered evil. They are part of the balance. They are also just energy. We don't have to attach ourselves to their energy. We don't have to feed their energy with our energy. We just realize they are part of the balance and not get caught up and hung up in it so that it affects our energy, our health. So letting go of attachments, especially of anything that we think is negative in our life, because they're sucking our energy. They're winning. For us to win, we raise our vibration up to love, joy, and compassion. letting go of attachments. Somebody's just driving off with your attachments there. They're taking them to the dump for you. Thanks. Wow. Ooh, what a relief. Now I can vibe smooth. I can vibe a perfect wavy length of love. Love for me, love for all. Love to the biggest way, to the whole universe. Whatever universe the universe is in. My tiny vibration of love makes an effect. It's like butterfly wings. Change the weather on the other side of the world. We have an effect. Being conscious of your vibration of love, perfect health, abundance for all, safety, wanting everyone to know they're safe. Also, just having this great confidence that you are in control of attracting whatever you want in your life to have happen. You are your own master. And that's it. Even if you have kids, you're just here to help them out. And just the last part of this particular talk, Alan Watts says, enjoy a point of view. Speak as an authority of your life. So if you have a point of view that you feel you can speak with authority of your life, that's what you know. And he says he thinks it's strange that he's thought of as a guru. He says to be an effective guru for his followers, he would set them free, his disciples. He says he didn't want anybody following him, and he doesn't want to follow anybody else. He wants to live his own life, doing only the things he loves. And he loves to talk about the Tao. And then the next talk was talking about us being actors in this life, not always coming from the authority of who we really are, that we're just acting. And sometimes he talks about the people, the extras in the background, and they're just following around. And those people just aren't quite awake yet. They're just extras. They're just doing things that unawakened people would do, bumping around blindly into each other, not seeing clearly, totally missing the point if they're negative and causing a negative vibration. And we stand back and we observe that, and we wonder, why would we want to get involved in that? Why would we feed that? and lower our energy when we are here to spread the peace, especially to our body, especially to our loves, our thing that makes us an authority of our own life. You know there's something about yourself that you're passionate about. Live your passion. Or observe yourself. Am I living my passion or someone else's? Don't be a big actor, he says. He says, I can't do anything. He says, actors have a conspiracy and they're trying to persuade you that something is real. And they want you to get sitting on the edge of your chairs, and they want you terrified or crying or laughing, absolutely captivated by the drama, he says. You've acted this part so much that you know this is the real world, but you're playing it. You are playing a role, he says. It's a big act. Your role can make you a living, though. So, like he says, his role of talking about the Tao and just going with the flow and the Wu Wei helps him make a living. Whereas if he was really living the life of the flow and the Wu Wei, he wouldn't have to go make a living. He would just know the flow would take care of him. And he says he admits that he is nothing special. He says he's a rascal because he drinks too much and sleeps around too much. And people go as far as saying he's trying to commit suicide. And this is the part of the talks that I really love. He says Americans are too serious. Europe and Asia live the joyous life. They're not too serious. He says Americans live like they have to live like life is good for you, but really life is bad for you, he says. And then he quotes Carl Jung, joking, life is a disease. It lingers on for years and invariably ends in death. So here is a great way to just not take it so seriously. He says, when you're falling, you must understand you're going to survive elegantly. You must not feel a compulsion to survive. Just surrender to the fall. So if you realize that we really don't have to go on living, compulsively surviving is what he calls it. And then I have a giving up on the compulsive surviving releases deep-set fears of death passed down through our DNA. So if we just let go of our compulsive acting that we have to survive, we have to store food, we have to panic, we have to go along with the vibe of fear and realize, actually, no, we don't. We are safe. And when he says that people accuse him of trying to commit suicide and admits to drinking too much and sleeping around too much, he's just enjoying the ride. He's not overdoing his spirituality. And there is a way that the ego can make you want to be too spiritual. So there's that middle way of just relaxing with life and knowing you're safe. Relaxing your life. And that releases that restriction that you're holding on to fear. lowers your energy. Lately I've been just like going, I just wonder when I'm going to die, how I'm going to die. Just wondering. Alan Watts says, a man who can understand the Tao, that is, the course of nature, in the morning, can die with content in the evening. And I want to make a sign about that. I think we're fortunate with our jobs of dealing with nature and seeing like baby animals being born and baby animals dying or older animals dying in our field of business, that we are more accepting of nature, that yes, death happens and we see it kind of often. And then we also notice that yet life goes on. So when I die, life is going to go on. I don't have to save the world. I don't have to try to live this crazy, healthy life I was putting myself through before. I can allow myself to process a flu without resistance. And Alan Watts says, a culture that allows goofing off is a healthy culture. In Switzerland, they have a culture of when they pay their taxes, half of their money goes to the taxes. But that money goes into ensuring their long-term care. And so they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about their long-term care. They're taken care of. And they encourage goofing off, having fun. In Denmark, they practice hygge, which is the art of coziness and hanging with your friends and playing board games and going on vacations together to just play. We are allowed to enjoy this ride and not be so serious. And I'm sure that their health must be so much better over there because they're not worried about the end of their life, and they're allowed and encouraged to have fun and connect with friends. It seems so dreamy to me. He says it's not our current culture. We're extremely anxious about play, and we have to find an excuse. We don't allow ourselves the idea that life is not serious. If we feel we aren't engaged in something serious, you're considered a loafer. Which I was pretty much told that to my face in a group this week, that I'm a loafer because I'm not taking life serious. And in Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed, she gets upset about her partner Amy, who takes a day every now and then and just watches TV. Just watches zombie movies or horror movies because she really likes them. And Glennon is just this busy house mom that's always cleaning, always organizing, always taking a kid somewhere, but never gives herself a day off to just do what she wants. And how healing those days are. And if we are sick, allow yourself to relax, but don't stop moving. You have to move. You have to wiggle to have the energy to move and connect to those you love, even if it's just on the phone or email. A connection of love is so important. And know you are ultimately loved and ultimately safe. and that you're allowed to have fun. We're not supposed to take it so serious that we actually shorten our lives with stress. Take the time to play and goof off and recharge. And knowing that it's just not so serious. And it's okay if we cough. It took me a while to learn to be okay. Hey, I can cough in public. At first I was realizing I was paying really close attention and noticing, were there a lot of people coughing in public before that I just didn't notice? Because when I was coughing, then I noticed other people were. And it's just like, everybody coughs. It's a human thing. We are allowed, just like we're allowed to heal. And this is how we detox, and it's okay. Don't put the pressure on yourself because it causes the resistance and you can't heal. Mary says we both have heard the cough just lingers, and I can attest. And it's okay because I put a lot of pressure on myself about it. He says that the seriousness of the jobs of a teacher, a doctor, and a minister puts so much limits on your life of having fun because you're preaching the healthy life. And this was such a huge thing for me, what I let go of last year, that I was always preaching health and realizing, oh my God, I probably just don't know anything that I'm talking about. If anyone wants to talk to me about health, I now let them come to me. But I try really hard to not say, you should do this for your health or you should do that for your health, except for your thoughts and your energy. That's where I try to guide folks now. Taking care of our thoughts and our energy. This is what I'm trying to share. That we're so safe. And anytime you catch your thoughts in fear, just get present. What are you doing right now? Are you breathing? The quickest way to get neutral. Give yourself a loving breath. Give yourself an accepting breath and realizing it's not so serious. I'm allowed to goof off. I'm allowed to recover. I'm allowed to play. I'm allowed to recharge. I'm allowed to take time for myself, for my core health at the energetic level. I'm allowed to think new thoughts. I'm allowed to let go of old beliefs. I'm allowed to be sick. I'm allowed to die. I'm allowed to smile at myself and realize it's not so serious. It's going to be okay. So much fun. Just have fun, baby. And I got to do that all last week. I had like a party come to my house, and it was so much fun. And I'm allowed. And you're allowed to think whatever you want, do whatever you want. I only offer peace in your thoughts, peace in your energy, peace in your body, and coming back into your breath. peaceful breathing, peaceful body functioning. Peaceful breathing, peaceful present moment, peace to your face, relax the face, peace to your heart, allowing yourself whatever you want. You can think and do and be whatever you want. You're a grown woman, and I honor that. And we'll come back into the room and back into the body and wiggle our fingers and toes. Stretch. Love yourself. Sending the good vibration of love that's going to heal you. So much love. Love, love, love. Love, blood. And know that I love you guys so much. So glad you're here. So glad you're healthy. So glad you're taking this time for yourself to relax and renew. This is how we do it. When you're ready to roll on your right side and come back to a little bit more awareness by opening your eyes slowly. Letting go of any self-doubt. This is it. It's like, ugh, why would I doubt myself? I'm my own authority. I do what I want. But I have fun with it. And stretch into a nice body stretch where you love to stretch. You love to stretch through your arms and legs, and so much you stretch through your chest and your back and your sides, and you just say, I love to stretch. I love to move the good energy in my body. I love to heal my body with good energy. Bring our hands together and set an intention. I dedicate this class to our health, to our own authority, that we know who we are deep down, and we love ourselves, and we're allowed to have fun and not always be serious. We just want to enjoy the ride. I honor you. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste, Betty. I'm so glad you're back.